What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Zbeck today, ZBCN. It is the 16th day of January, and here we are sitting at about $0.00335 with about 1 hour and 4 minutes left in this day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here, and let's get into it. We've got quite the exciting path ahead for Zebec here. I mean, you're bouncing off the same areas that you bounced from before, all the way back in July of 2025. Not shortly thereafter, we were in August, all the way up here at about 0.006. Being here at 0.0033, I mean, that's pretty damn exciting considering that when we were last at these lows, it took you about a month to see that like 100% growth from where we are currently. And I think here, with the extended amount of time that we've had this rounded bottom kind of pattern, the accumulation, I assume that we're actually going to make shorter work of this movement. We're gonna see very similar movement here, but shorter work and persistent work that takes us to new all-time highs altogether. We're going to get into the short-term stuff, but I do just want to say from here, I don't think that we're in this breakout phase right now where we're just going to go nonstop to the moon. I do think we're going to get to that point. But right now, I'm focused on our price action probably taking us somewhere just above this high. That's the thought. I think that we will get somewhere just above there, and likely we will consolidate around this area, much like we just did here. And then I wouldn't be surprised if the pace picked up if we got a very exaggerated move that took us all the way up to this 006 area, the same areas that we topped off here. The reason why I assume that we're going to go here, beyond just prior resistance being potential current resistance, is that we have this Adam and Eve pattern here. Now, Adam and Eve patterns are generally double bottom patterns. They're generally double bottom patterns. But this one has 1, 2, 3. And in my time, what I've learned is that triple bottoms are much more powerful than double bottoms. They're very rare. Triple bottoms don't happen often. A triple bottom typically is just an inevitable breakout. But we're not breaking out to the downside here. You can see we're clearly breaking out to the upside. And the volume is even coming in, right? That's the most volume we've seen on a daily basis since December 20th. We still have an hour left in this day. Let's see if we can tack on a little bit more. But still, that's some of the most volume. That's the second most volume that we've seen since November 20th. And even on that day, I mean, there's only a handful of days between now and really since like August that we've had at this level of volume. So coming in with this breakout here, it's very apparent that we have, in fact, broken out of this zone here. And I think that we are going to carry on higher in this kind of bull flag formation. I don't think that we're breaking out yet because, again, this pattern overall is an Adam and Eve. But the Adam and Eve doesn't break until you take out this high. So that's what I think we're doing right now is we're fulfilling the bull flag needs of this measure move here, which would take you, let's see, that takes you basically just above this high, right there at about 0.00338, something like that, 38, 0038 or something around there. Maybe we go a little bit higher. This is a measure move. It's not a requirement. It's just an idea. We can fall short of it. We can find resistance right there at that resistance point. We can exceed it. We can exceed the measure move, and maybe we stop at 004. We find resistance at another area that we found resistance, but somewhere in this zone is where I think we're going to go. And we're going to basically meet the requirements of this measure move of this bull flag here, okay? And then we're going to do one of two things. We're either going to consolidate just below this point where you would break out. We're going to consolidate and flirt with it, or we're going to exceed it a little bit, which is what I think we're going to do, and then we're going to consolidate on top of it. Either way, probably a very similar formation to what we had here, and then likely going into the end of January or probably the beginning of February, we should see some exciting price action take place. That's my thoughts, and I think that we will see prices above 005 and even near, if not above 006, in the first half of February. That's my suspicion at this moment, because when we break out of this Adam and Eve here, the pace should pick up. It doesn't have to be all one fell swoop. There can be stops along the way, but the pace should pick up a little bit. That'd be my assumption. It just depends. It really depends, right? Maybe we break it and then we consolidate first and then the pace picks up. It doesn't have to be as soon as we're above this level we have to hit Mach 7. It's not like that, but I hope I'm coming across the right way. Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, we are moving up higher. And you can see we had a nice little run right now. These last like 4 candles have been a nice little run. Volume did come in. It was nice volume. It is less volume than what we had here. It is like lesser volume, but still, I mean, without this one peak, without this little divot, that's still pretty good volume. Like if you act like that doesn't exist, like it's just a blemish, it's still pretty good volume. Yes, you're dying off, but it was consistent. I don't know if I have a problem with this volume. Honestly, I think that that's fine. I'm okay with that. I'm okay seeing that. Looking at this here from a high to a low, I mean, you're very shy, or you're just shy of your 1272. So that might be a little bit of front running selling pressure there. Looking at the 1 hour time frame, you look really good on your RSI. Overbought once, twice, 3 times, not oversold once, higher lows, all that stuff. I mean, with this kind of behavior, typically I would expect you either continue and you keep on getting higher highs, or you would at least then come back up, get a double top, bearish divergence, something like that, maybe a slightly higher high like this, but then you come down. I don't think that this is done here. At least personally, I don't think that. It's possible, but with that volume, I would think that we go a little bit higher. You might take a break, maybe consolidate like you did here for like 4 or 5 hours, but I would think that we do push on higher, which means we probably don't stop at the 1272. I would bet we go anywhere between the 00353 to 00368, somewhere between there. That's where I bet this little segment stops, and that makes sense. 00, probably even higher, huh? Probably even higher. You probably do go higher. Look at the respect. We'll see if this happens, but just thinking in the terms of this as a bull flag, right? The measure move we already know would take us up to about 0038. It takes us right up around here, or does it? Let me see. Hold on. What was the measure move? Low to high, to the low here. Is that a fake out? Let me go on the 4 hour. Should that be considered? I'm gonna take the low just to be conservative. Maybe it should be like here though. Either there or there. Yeah, it would make sense, I think, to go to 0038 is all I'm trying to say. I think it would make sense to go to 0038. And being that that's at the 886, the 1886 level, sometimes, not always, this does not mean that this is what happens every single time, but oftentimes enough, if you show respect at the 1886 or the 1618 or the 2272, you'll show respect at the 1272, or if it was the 1886, the 886, or the 1618, the 618, right? Like you'll show significance there, and that'll be your last kind of significant point. We look at this on the 1 hour time frame. I'm not making this up. This is based off of my experience doing technical analysis. That doesn't mean that it works every single time, but it's not uncommon to see. Like, look at how much respect you've shown at the 886 here. Once, twice, 3 times, kind of held down by it here, and then once you broke above it, you actually broke out, right? That 886 level being significant, it just makes me think the 1886 level might be significant as well. And then it lines up with a lot of other things that we're looking at too. So I really do favor that, but let's keep an open mind and just say, anywhere from probably like 004 to 0035. It's a big range, but I don't think that it stops here. That's the main thing. You might consolidate again, right? You consolidated here for like 4 or 5 hours. You consolidated here for a little bit, but this is all part of the same move up. I don't think that it stops here. I'm not seeing any signs, at least on the 1 hour time frame, that convinces me otherwise. So we're going to be moving up, probably a little bit higher, 0035 to 004. I'm favoring that 0038, 0039 area specifically, probably closer to 0039. Looking at the 4 hour time frame, the RSI is getting bullish here. I mean, I invite you to think about getting overbought, right? What that means. When was the last time that we got overbought? Not here, but the last time that we got overbought, and we hadn't been overbought for a while, right? Were we just done with it then? Were we done? Were we down and out then? No, we weren't. In fact, if we go here, the last time we got overbought was like this. The time before that, whenever we got overbought for the first time, we didn't just reject the overbought zone like this. And even this time here, where we got overbought as well. If you look at this, I don't know if you guys hear any of that screaming going on, but that's my 4-year-old giving my wife hell, it sounds like. They're taking a bath, so I don't know what's going on, but I think everything's okay. if you guys hear that. Anyways, looking at this here, oh, and my computer's about to die. It's a perfect trifecta of effery here. Looking at where we got overbought for the first iterations here. When you got overbought, was that a good time to sell? No. Was that a good time to sell? No. Was that a good time to sell? No. We're just getting overbought now. Is it a good time to sell here? Probably not. I bet we continue going higher. I'm going to go help my wife out, and I'm going to end the video there. So hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.